GamingBolt presents 15 most baffling video game crossovers. How many times have we asked for our favorite properties to collide? We've seen WCW versus WWE, we've seen DC versus Marvel, and more. While there's certainly some weird stuff that happened in those properties, the setup behind some video game crossovers is a little more out there. Let's look at a few of them here. Note, by baffling, we don't mean these games are good or bad, just that the crossover felt a bit baffling to us. Sega Superstars Tennis. Of all the things that Sega characters could be doing, tennis wasn't exactly our first choice. Regardless, there's some kind of charm to seeing Sonic interacting with Ulala from Space Channel 5, or Gilius Thunderhead from Golden Axe raining thunderbolts down in the Green Hill Zone. Don't forget playing classic Sega games on the side like Virtual Cop and Space Harrier, because Space Harrier is everywhere. Street Fighter Cross Megaman. Originally started as a fan game before Capcom lent official support, Street Fighter Cross Megaman fulfilled a long-standing wish among fans. Finally, we can play as the Blue Bomber and battle various iconic Street Fighter characters. The actual story is weirder. Megaman, looking to relax on his 25th anniversary, is beset by the Street Fighter cast for a final battle before their anniversary concludes. Even Sagat and Akuma want a piece of the action, and you thought the plot behind Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite was nonsensical. Heroes of the Storm. You're probably wondering what's so strange about Blizzard characters facing others in a MOBA? What's so weird about Tracer, Genji, and D.Va from Overwatch going head-to-head with Diablo, Kerrigan, Artanis, Nova, and many others across various battlegrounds? Probably the fact that they have to help two warring immortals, unleash Zerg waves, or deliver doubloons to Pirate Lord Blackheart for artillery support, for reasons. Then again, the real shock is probably how few people care about the game compared to League of Legends and Dota 2. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Though we ended up with a pretty great game, the initial artwork of Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle looked like nightmare fuel. The most annoying creatures known to humanity teaming up with our most beloved platforming heroes. A rabbit dressed like Princess Peach clicking selfies, Mario and the crew using Mega Man style busters. Fortunately, Mario plus Rabbids actually turned out to be a fun tactical strategy RPG with plenty of cool mechanics and gameplay. Never judge a game based on its initial artwork, Rabbids or no. Mario Hoops 3-on-3. Mario Hoops 3-on-3 seems to be going just dandy at the start. You play a couple of basketball games, partake in some tournaments, execute some special moves here and there, and so on. It wasn't Mario Tennis Power Tour, but very few games could be. Then at some point, an extra game against Final Fantasy characters emerged. That's right, a Moogle, Cactuar, Red Mage, White Mage, and Black Mage could be battled against. That's because Square Enix was the developer, and you could even unlock the Final Fantasy characters later on, potentially creating a mixed team of epic basketball proportions. Battletoads and Double Dragon. The Dark Queen teams up with the Shadow Warriors to conquer Earth. The Battletoads don't just take the battle to her, they bring in Billy and Jimmy Lee from Double Dragon for maximum hurt, attacking the Queen's massive spaceship in true 90s beat-em-up fashion. Did we say baffling? Because this crossover sounds and plays awesome. Cross Edge. What happens when you combine characters from Disgaea, Darkstalkers, Artanelico, Atelier Marie, and even friggin' Mokujin from Tekken into a tactical RPG? Throw in a bunch of OCs charged with freeing souls for some reason, and you get Cross Edge. You'd think Cross Edge would be good, but its terrible graphics, horrible gameplay, and lame dialogue made it a forgettable crossover. Imagine a crossover with Etna, Morrigan, and Prinny being forgettable. Segagaga. It's the year 2025, and Sega only has a 3% market share. In order to save itself, Sega recruits two teens to stop an evil rival from ruling the console roost. Along with references to the Dreamcast failure while releasing on the console itself, Segagaga sees the teens encountering Alex the Kid, Sonic the Hedgehog, Samba de Amigo, and Ralph Macchio, aka Daniel-san from Karate Kid. Seriously, Tez Okano, the director, took to marketing the game while wearing a wrestling mask, and if you think any of this could be fake, then we wouldn't blame you. Tatsunoko vs. Capcom Ultimate All-Stars. Capcom is known, or was known, for its amazing crossover fighting games, and while they weren't all winners, some like Tatsunoko vs. Capcom Ultimate All-Stars ended up pretty good. It is funny to look back and realize just how weird the roster was, which is saying something considering Capcom's pedigree. Characters like Beautiful Joe, Zero, and Batsu from rival schools shared screen space with Kashan, Yatterman 1 and 2, and Karis of all people. It was a sight to behold, especially when super attacks were unleashed. Kingdom Hearts. Look, it doesn't matter if Kingdom Hearts is one of Square Enix's most successful franchises. There's just no way that Squall Leonhardt and Aerith helping out Sora and his teammates Donald and Goofy, while Pete and Maleficent seek to oppose them, could not be bizarre. Kingdom Hearts 2 only amped up its weirdness, with the likes of Jack Sparrow and Tron involved. Kingdom Hearts 3 looks to be even wilder, with Betamax from Big Hero 6, Woody and Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story, Rapunzel, and many more sharing the screen. Street Fighter Online Mouse Generation. Another crossover fighter from Capcom on PC that uses the mouse for fighting. So far, so good. Not only are there Street Fighter characters like Ken, Ryu, Chun-Li, and Guile, but also rival school fighters like Batsu and Akira. Even Cyborg 9 characters are included. Wait, characters from Lois Chaw novels? Johannes Krauser II from Detroit Metal City? Former US President Barack Obama? Yep, that about does it on the Bizarro scale. Project X Zone. Monolith Soft's Project X Zone feels like it should be one of those games you should like. The second game especially, since Mega Man X, Zero, Leon S. Kennedy, Jin Kazama, and even Kazuma Kiryu are involved. There are combos and RPG tactics, darn it. What's that? Why are all of these properties thrown in together? Well, just because. That should be good enough, right? Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. A lawyer versus an archaeology professor sounds like your typical afternoon snooze session in college. In Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, it's actually an epic tale with two lovable icons working together to solve a mystery in a strange world. Also, the two are most decidedly not against each other, even though there's this odd fantasy vibe, which is everywhere. It's not a bad game per se, it's just odd. Pokemon Conquest. Someone, somewhere in Tecmo Koei thought a Pokemon game fused with Nobunaga's ambition would make for a great crossover, and someone at the Pokemon Company subsequently listened, and here we are. The game is as you'd expect, as players travel through feudal Japan and battle warlords with Pokemon. You can also form links with the Pokemon by dance rhythm style minigames, but really the strangest part, Pokemon can only use one move. Fortune Street. Imagine Monopoly with various minigames starring Mario and Dragon Quest characters. Now throw in stock market investments and property management. Make sure to outmaneuver your entrepreneurial friends and build shops next to each other for higher property value. By the way, remember when we thought that Mario and the Rabbids would make for a fairly weird crossover? Well, it's got nothing on Fortune Street, which has been a proper franchise since 1991. And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from GamingBolt, you can always hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon next to it. That way you will never miss any of our videos.